I just need to trust my gut, because my gut's right. I'm just like so thrilled that it's done something. I need to be showing you the insanity that is my Anthurium Regale. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited to be showing you my March favorites. I feel like it's been a minute since I've done a favorites video. I think because I didn't do a February favorites because I've not been here, and I feel like I haven't really had a chance to update you all with what's happened this month, and I feel like there's a lot of really exciting stuff going on. So I'm gonna be showing you, I think 8 or 9 of my favorite houseplants at the minute, ones that I'm super excited about, that I'm just like, there's some really good stuff in here, and I'm just like really looking forward to sharing with you all this great stuff. So yeah, before I get into it, I just want to say, if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanting content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanting journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you're not new here, thanks for coming back. I hope you enjoy this as well. Let's get into it. I have a lot of great stuff. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, I think I'm gonna begin with this because I have been waiting, I think, nearly a year at this point for this plant, and it has finally done something. Dun da da da! So this is my giant variegated Monstera, and I got this at the plant swap last April, and it didn't do anything for almost all of its time I've had it, until I finally got some new growth out of it. I think late January, February time, I got something out of it. This leaf came out first, this small one, and then we've had this one, and it looks like a freaking new one is on the way as well. And I always said that if this never grew, I wouldn't be mad about it, because this leaf on its own has just been an absolute beautiful like home decoration, and I got it in a swap, so I can't be mad about it. And so if it never grew, that would be fine. But I've been trying for a long time to get it to do something, and it has, which is super exciting. I have a leaf. That being said, there is no fenestrations on this because it's a new growth point, and there's no variegation on this leaf. Sorry, it's a bit awkward of a plant because it's so like out. But there's no variegation on this at all, which, I mean, it's a little bit sad, but I'm just happy that this has done something. I think it was definitely down to the cakey paste I put on this. I can do a whole video on that if that's something y'all would want. I probably should talk about that more in depth than in this, but I definitely don't think it would have rooted otherwise. Not rooted, it was plenty rooted before, but I don't think it would have sprouted otherwise, because it did, like, it had spent nodes, if that makes sense. I think it was like, this was the last possible chance that it had. So, I don't know. I'm just happy that it exists. I still like having this bit on display much more than this, because it's not the prettiest of Monstera leaves, but I'm just like so thrilled that it's done something, because it's been so long doing absolutely nothing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this new leaf in here. Once that pops out, I will be sure to show y'all, of course. But it's just been such a long time that I'm just so thrilled that it's done something at all, because it could have just not. I had accepted the fact that it might do nothing at all. So, that's fine. The next one I want to talk about is my Hoya Linearis. I am really happy with this plant. I'm glad I put these two together. I know it does look a little bit funky here, but this has grown so well for me. I didn't quite realize how well it was growing, but it has just been a bit slow and steady. I genuinely got this as, I think, a prop of a couple of strands, maybe this bit separate. It was like very not nice looking, and now I feel like it looks like at least the beginnings of a proper plant, which is very exciting to me. And it might not look like much to like someone from the outside, but I feel like I've gone on such a journey with this one. I've been trying to grow myself a Hoya Linearis for ages, and I know I could just buy one, but I really wanted to grow one from props. Sometimes, like, I don't know if anybody else gets this in, like, their plant parentdom, but, like, sometimes I'm just, like, really determined to grow something from a prop rather than, like, buy a big one. I don't know if that's just me being stubborn or what, but it's something that I've wanted to do, and I feel like I'm finally getting to the point where it looks like a proper plant, and I love how fuzzy it is, and it's just so soft and such fun hairiness. Eventually I will probably have to move it out of my Millsbow. It's currently in the Millsbow. I think, so this half of it was in the Rudsta. This was in the Millsbow, and I think this was getting slightly too much light. That's why it's a little bit lighter green. Maybe it wasn't, I don't know. Either way, I've taken it and it's just in the Millsbow now because it's all together in one. And it'll probably need to come out of there at some point, but for now, I'm just liking the way it is and just really enjoying my little Linearis. I'm so proud of it because it's, I don't know, it's just been nothing for so long. And so for it to finally, like, be something feels exciting. I feel like a lot of the plants in this one are kind of those sort of vibes. But this next one, this is another Hoya. And oh my goodness, I audibly gasped when I saw this. It's stuck on my Saber Blue. Ah. I cannot wait to show you. So this is my Hoya Krohniana Splash. Do you see that? It's got a freaking bloom. Look at that. It has a bloom, and that's not even the first one I saw. So the first one I saw was this one down here, which hasn't opened up yet. And then I took it off, and I noticed that there was one that was actually freaking open, and like, I am so beyond excited for it because I've never, ever, 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 ever had a Hoya bloom. Not once have I had a Hoya bloom in my care. And so now that this one's bloomed, I just feel like overjoyed. It's also got like a tiny little baby peduncle up here. And I feel like there's just so much more room for blooms. And it just makes me so excited. I'm very surprised that this was my first one to bloom. This isn't one that I would say is like particularly one way or another in terms of happiness. Like it's fine. For the longest time it wasn't happy. And so I'm like a little bit surprised by it, but oh my god. Everyone always said Hoya blooms smell amazing, and I have never had the opportunity. I've seen Hoya blooms in person, but I've never had the opportunity to smell one up close. Oh my goodness. Can someone make a perfume out of Hoya blooms? I would buy it because, oh my goodness, it smells so good and they're so fuzzy. Oh, I just can't, I can't believe it's happened. I can't believe it's happened. I grew these and they're so cute and fuzzy. Like, I think I expected them to be bigger maybe, and that's why I just wasn't ready for it, but oh my goodness. I'm just flabbergasted by this. Sorry, put the leaf in my mouth, that was weird. But yeah, I'm just so stoked. I wonder, like, I really wish I could set up a time lapse to like get these to pop, because I've seen time lapses of Hoya blooms being open and they are so freaking cool. I cannot believe it. My mind is still blown from this discovery. It just feels so surreal and I wasn't expecting it, and I'm just like, I'm so freaking happy about it. Like, who knew? Who knew I was gonna have a Hoya bloom? I didn't know. I like literally found this today as I was searching, not searching, but like looking around for the plants that I wanted to include in this video, ones that I've been like feeling excited about. And I was just like generally scanning to make sure I haven't missed anything. And then I saw the peduncle and it's got freaking flowers. I'm like overjoyed. Now I want all of my Hoyas to bloom. I already wanted all of my Hoyas to bloom, but now I want them to bloom even more. I'm like, what can I do? What did I do differently for this one to make it bloom? Nothing. I treat it the same as all of my other Hoyas. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. It brings me so much joy. It is amazing. I cannot believe that I didn't know, that I did notice it. How did I not notice that? Next up, I have a favorite that is a favorite because it has, like, it was a wish list plant of mine for so long, and I just got it this month. This is a Philodendron Martianum, aka a Philodendron Fat Boy. If you've been here for a while, you will have known that I have a plant that I thought was a fat boy, that I was like given as a fat boy, and it wasn't actually a fat boy. It was a Philodendron Melilone, not a Philodendron Martianum. And I didn't know that for a really long time, so I called it a fat boy and everything. But then I discovered, I think in August last year, that it wasn't actually a fat boy. And so since then, I have desperately been trying to get a fat boy. I say desperately. I've not been like scouring the internet or anything, but like if I had the opportunity to get one, I would get one. And so I tried to order one in my Plants for All Seasons order, which you will have seen, and they had run out of stock or something of them, and so I ended up being refunded for it. Grow Tropicals must have seen that video of me not getting one, and they surprised me with this, which is the absolute sweetest thing in the world. Like, I never would have asked for them to do that. I was like nearly ready to buy one from them, so sorry, you lost out on a tiny bit of business. But they're just so sweet for sending one my way, because it's just so juicy. Like, look at these stems. They're so plump and like robust. And like, I mean, obviously you can see why it's called a fat boy, because it's just so like juicy and fat, and I love it so much. And like, oh, it feels like, not my collection's complete, but I feel satisfied now that I have it, because I thought I had one for so long, and then figuring out I was wrong and didn't have one, it felt like there was like a gap in my collection. And I'm surprised I didn't put this one on my 2023 wish list, because it was definitely on my wish list. It just probably didn't come to my mind when I was thinking about what I wanted to put on my wish list. But I freaking love this one, and the leaves are just so big, and like, they're very leafy leaves, but they're so perfect, like so shiny and beautiful with this like big vein down the middle. I'm just so happy that I have this in my collection, because it's so freaking cute. Look at it. So fat. I love it so much, and I really appreciate Grow Tropicals for sending it to me. Like, I couldn't have asked for nicer friends at Grow Tropicals. This isn't sponsored by them or anything. They don't know I'm making this video. I did make a reel unboxing this one, but they didn't ask me to do any of that. Like, I think they were just trying to get me a plant that they knew I wanted, which is the absolute sweetest, and I feel so lucky to have one of these in my collection, because it's so cool. So cool. I guess I'll talk about this one next, because it's already kind of half out. Come on. Careful. So this is my Alocasia Micholitziana that I've been propping in water. y'all, I think it's freaking time to pot this up. I am just like so pleased to see how crazy well it's done water propping. I kind of cut it with the like optimism that it was gonna work, but just still the not knowing. Like, you never know. Whenever you do something that's slightly different from the norm, it's a bit scary, and like I haven't actually seen anybody else prop an alocasia like this, so maybe I'll make a whole video on it. I'll think about that. But yeah, it's just kind of unexpected, and like I can't believe how well it has done. I'm almost tempted. I need to change that water, it stinks. But the plant's healthy, so it doesn't matter. And I'm almost tempted to keep it in the water because it's obviously really happy like this. Though I also might put it into pond. I know they really love pond, so that might be the way forward. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to like two-hand put this in because the roots are a bit bigger than the mouth of the jar. But I'm just so pleased that it worked. I was really scared. I kind of did it and then went away to India. Like in hopes that something would work out, and it worked. So I'm super pleased with it and excited to see like if it grows from here. I mean, it doesn't look like anything's coming in yet, but we have time. I'm not like in a rush with it. It will be fine. But I just can't believe how, like, look at those roots. They are phenomenal roots. I could not have asked for better roots on this thing. And I mean, it has so many like growth points to go off of, so like I totally understand why it rooted so much. But it's just like, it's an absolute surprise. And like so good. So exciting. I can't, it baffles me. Plants just are so cool. I think the fact that you can do things so differently and like experiment and try things is something that I really love about houseplants. And like, you don't always have to do it the exact same way, and like it's so worth just trying things out, because if you don't experiment and try, you're never gonna like learn with them. I mean, you might learn with them, but you won't learn as much as if you're like actually actively going for it in the experimentation. So it's just so fun, and it makes me have more faith in myself, because my gut told me that this was gonna work, even though like I know a lot of people told me it wouldn't, and then a lot of people told me it would. So there was a lot of people saying it would work, but my gut was saying I'm gonna do this and it's gonna work, and I just need to trust my gut, because my gut's right. My gut was so right with this one. Oh, yes. Another plant that rooted is my fern leaf cactus propagation. I don't think I have, maybe I showed this in my February updates, post-travel updates, but I don't think I've properly shown this in a YouTube video before that. This is another wish list plant that I was able to get just before I went away. I think it was like January time. And it was just a leaf. There was no stem or anything. I didn't really have much to go off of. But I swapped for it and I wasn't really sure what to do, but I just stuck it in some soil and I tied like a toothpick on the back to like help support it vertically, and this thing is freaking rooted. I don't know how well you can see that in there, but there's roots in there. Like, it is a happy camper. Like, it doesn't pull out, which obviously means that it's doing something. I don't know where it's gonna grow from, if it's gonna sprout from down at the bottom, or, ooh, maybe. Let me show you what I see. Do you see in there? That tiny, like sort of light green bump. I think it might grow from there, which is very exciting. I also think I could probably get away with, yeah, I can get away with that. I don't need the chopstick anymore because it has rooted enough so it can look slightly nicer in my cabinet. Chopsticks are great, honestly. One of the best, like, tools for plants and stuff. Like, obviously they don't last forever, and this one will, like, eventually rot, so they're not, like, a forever thing, especially in something like soil or, like, semi-hydro, unless you're keeping it, like, very, very dry, which you probably don't want to. But they're so good for, like, a sort of temporary stake. They're great to test the, like, water levels, the moisture levels in your soil. They're just a great tool that you can get probably for free from your local Chinese restaurant. Because they just, like, give you chopsticks when you order takeaway. Though it does look like it's getting a bit moldy, so I'm probably quite glad to take this out because I do not want to risk my fern leaf dying because it had a moldy chopstick in it. But I am, oh my goodness, look! You can even see the roots at the top there. Look at those little roots. How freaking cute are that? How freaking cute are those? I know English. I just get so excited that I forget it when I'm talking about my plants. Yeah, I'm so excited to see how this one grows and what it does for me. I still would really love to, like, grow a massive, big, beautiful one. And I am very tempted to, like, buy one still. Though I haven't seen any online, I have still been looking since I've gotten this one. Because I would love to just, like, combine them and, like, have a huge big one. Because they're, like, the big ones are just so beautiful. I would love one so much. But I'm still looking. Which I know is bad, but I would definitely still buy one if I got the chance because they're amazing. But I really haven't seen them online much. I said in my wishlist video that they were, like, attainable, and I think they are. Still, like, they don't feel like a rare thing. Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna need to import one, but at the same time they're not, like, in shops right now. They're not available in shops at the minute, so I don't know, maybe that's something that if you're a shop owner you can get in, because I think people would really like these. I would really like one. Just a really cool, beautiful plant that I'm obsessed with. And I'm so glad it's rooting. I was so nervous because I'm not that great with soil propagation. I'm just constantly nervous that I'm gonna put something in soil to propagate and it's just not gonna do anything and just rot. It's just, it feels really difficult to me. It doesn't feel like moss propagation. I'm sure I probably could have moss propped that because it's easy enough. I don't see why I couldn't have, but I'm glad I soil propped it because now it's, like, in the medium that I want it to, like, go forward in, if that makes sense. So yeah, very excited about that. And then I think I just have 2 more. Let me check. Yeah, 2 more. So the next one is another, I guess, successful soil prop for me. Check me out, trying new things and them working. Winning. But this is a Peperomia Hope that I have just propagating in some soil. And I have some cuttings. Let me see if I can pull them out close enough. I've had some cuttings in moss. Very dry moss at the minute, which I should probably deal with. I've had some cuttings in moss for ages, and they haven't really done much, if anything. They look like they're rooting a little bit there, but I'm still not sure about it. They just haven't really done anything, and a lot of the leaves fell off and just kind of died away. So I decided to take some leaves that looked pretty healthy and plop them into some soil in this little glass. And all of them feel like they're a bit stuck in there. I can't see any roots, which is fine, but I just got a little bit of new growth, which is super exciting. I feel like I've had the opportunity to buy Peperomia Hope tons of times as well. It's not, like, a difficult plant to find, but it's another one that I just want to prop and succeed. I think because I have not struggled with peperomias, but they haven't been the easiest for me, I kind of want to have them prop and succeed, because then I feel like I'll get to know them better. And then I'm also, if I'm getting them from props, I'm probably swapping for them or getting cheap cuttings, or, like, I feel like people just give peperomia leaves away sometimes. So if I'm getting them for free, then I don't feel as guilty about screwing it up. That being said, my big Sarcophylla, I bought that one and I really hope it survives. And this, the white ice. So I'm now starting to buy peperomia, but I still want to continue propagating them just because it is it's nerve-wracking. I'm still not good at them, and I know Peperomia Hope is said to be like very, very easy. I know people like get on with them really, really well, which is awesome, but I've just not had the most luck with it. Oh, that's rooting too, that's good. I got this other Peperomia thing with my fern leaf. The person I swapped with put this in as well. It's like a fuzzy Peperomia leaf. It's really weird. It's nothing like I've seen before, but this video is not about that. I don't even remember what the name of that is. This video is not about that. It's about the Peperomia Hope and how excited I am that this is working. And to be honest, I watered this once, and then I've just had cling film over the top, and so it's sealed, so the air can't get in and out. But it's not going moldy or anything, and it still looks like plenty moist in there. I'm not worried about it getting dehydrated, and it seems perfectly happy like that. So it's almost like a terrarium environment. So maybe I do well with peperomias in terrarium environments. Maybe that's just how I work with them. I don't know. Either way, I'm really excited that I've been like able to get it to grow something. Hopefully I can grow a big long one eventually, because that would be amazing. But we will see in time, I guess, with that one. And then last, but very, very certainly not least, if any of you are on my Instagram and following my stories, you will have seen the evolution of this one. If you haven't seen it, I'll post pictures in here. But I need to be showing you the insanity that is my Anthurium Regale. Do you freaking... I need to like back up. You can't see the whole thing. Do you see this leaf? And it's not even hardened off yet. Like, it's still soft. It's not like, it's not hard. It might still be growing. I don't even know what to say with this one. It is kind of crazy. This is bigger by far than the leaf it came with, than the leaf I bought it with. That ended up dying off because I had it in the Rudsta. I think it was just a little bit too bright in there for it. It's currently living in the Millsbow because I just wanted it to stay in a nice humid environment for the chunk that it was for a while. I chopped that leaf off. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember when I did it. I chopped the leaf off, I think in January before I went away, because it was just, it was done for. And that was very sad for me because I was like, I feel like I'm losing this. And I went away having not seen any sort of new growth in the bottom here. And when I came back, there was a new leaf. If you watched my post-holiday updates video, you'll see the new leaf in there. I swear it's this big. Like, it's this big compared to this huge thing that's been growing like crazy for the past month. This has been sizing up, and I have been loving, loving, loving watching it. I think that's one of my favorite things about Anthuriums is because they start so small and you really don't know how big they're gonna get until they harden off. Like, I would have been happy if this leaf had been half the size. Like, just because it's a new plant for me. I got it in August, but like, I'm still figuring myself out with it. But I am like absolutely shocked at how amazing this leaf is, and I can't believe it. Like, it is literally double the size of my head. I could fit 3 of my head in here if like I put 1 on each lobe and 1 down there. It is huge and like so stunning, and I've really, really, really been enjoying watching it mature. I know I've said that already, but like, it is an absolutely incredible thing to watch and to enjoy every day. And I've gone away a couple weekends, and seeing it before and after I go away has been like super fun. It's like one of the first things I want to check on. It's like, how big is my regale? And it's just so beautiful. I I'm speechless. It is so pretty and so big and stunning. And this happened even during my thrips outbreak. I think I did see a couple thrips on it at one point, but I squashed them pretty fast. I was not about to have this plant have thrips. I would have freaking cried if it was like finally getting a new leaf and it just didn't work out. I would have been so upset. But yeah, it is doing so well. And like, I don't know if this is true or not, but my brain says I shouldn't touch the leaf like at all while it's still hardening off. I have kind of like touched the edges a little bit just to feel if it's hard. But yeah, like, I feel like you're not supposed to touch the leaf. Is that true? Am I making that up? Let me know in the comments if I am right with that or not, because I seriously don't know if that is the case. But like, either way, it's just absolutely magnificent, and I am so pleased that it is growing so well. And I've been talking about this plant for like 5 minutes now, and I could probably talk about it forever and stare at it forever, and I have been staring at it forever for the past month. Like, I knew I was going to include this plant in March favorites from the 1st of March, and I've just been watching and waiting to show it to you guys properly in this, because it is so insane. I feel like I've had a lot of really exciting stuff in here. Like this, the Hoya flower. Oh my goodness. It has been a really good month. So that is it. Those are my favorites for the month. I am so pleased with all of them. It's just, it feels so good. I really hope your plants are doing really well as well. What are your favorites right now? What's growing super well for you, or like has surprised you, or is just doing great? Let me know down below, because we can enjoy it together and celebrate. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about. If there's anything I mentioned in this video that you'd like me to elaborate more on, let me know, and I can probably make that for you. And don't forget to subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!